Okay, I'm going to do one here on the Edison model S19 phonograph that uses these 1/4 inch thick diamond discs, and Edison called them recreations. This one I'm going to play is called the American Eagle March from the New York Military Band. And before I play that, I got a question about this picture on the wall here that hangs up here. And it says here, Columbia gives her son the accolade of the new chivalry of humanity. This is down here it says, served with honor in the World War and was wounded in action. The World War, that's because they didn't know there was another one coming, what we know of World War II. Lady Columbia, the term Columbia was used by Europeans and Americans before the Statue of Liberty became prominent. Around 1920, Lady Liberty kind of replaced Lady Columbia. We've had ships named the Columbia River that divides Oregon and Washington. All kinds of things were used the name Columbia. It meant like the free new world, and it embodied freedom. And that was kind of the utilization. So this representation of Lady Columbia bestowing on this soldier here in World War I who was wounded in action. There's some conflicting reports as to who this individual is here that's kneeling, and and I don't know if you can see it in the camera very well, the American shield, and she's I'm told holding the in her left hand the Declaration of Independence. Anyway, that's kind of what that is, and that's kind of the Columbia thing. So I'm going to play this tune here, and I'm sure you'll recognize it. It's been around a long time, and a lot of people have heard it. But maybe you haven't heard it on the piece of equipment that a lot of people heard it back in the day. It sounds a little staticky and stuff because it's played on this old system, but I gotta admit, I kind of like it. I mean, it just the sound of that and the way this whole thing operates and cranking it up, to make it work. You don't need electricity. It just works. If I want a crystal clear sound, yes, I could get some kind of recreation and use an MP3 and all that kind of stuff we're used to. But, when I hear this music that's, pre-World War I and on through to when, we went to electric recording past these types of machines. I don't know. I want to hear it as it was heard. It's something if you heard this song played today on an MP3 player, it'd be a good song, a patriotic song. Okay, that's cool. And I would certainly enjoy it, at a march or something. But when I'm sitting here in my home and, listening to them on this kind of equipment, it's nice to enjoy it and listen to it the same way someone on this piece of equipment listened to it back in 1920, or in this case, probably a little earlier, actually. So that kind of takes you back. And back to this for just a brief moment. I remembered something while the song was playing, that this particular piece my wife and I found at an estate sale. The person that had it had been, I believe, an Air Force veteran, and subsequently after that worked for Boeing. And I don't know anything about the particular family. The later family was having an estate sale, and this was hanging on the wall just past the entrance, and everybody just kept on walking by it. And as soon as my wife and I walked in, I spotted that hanging way up on the wall, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta have that. And we were there like on closing day, so lots of people had walked right by it, and man, I couldn't be more happy to have it. It's an original, real piece. It's not a reproduction, so it's just awesome. As are these machines, and the privilege to own them and take care of them for now until eventually they're passed on to someone else that takes an interest in preserving history. So anyway, thank you. God bless America.